Hey everybody, today is still Saturday, July 12th, and it's about 9:39. And I know y'all are wondering, did Nicole's ass take a shower? And I'm not going to tell you. No, I didn't, not yet. But I do have on my Sisters Who Shine shirt. For a minute, I couldn't find it. And shout out to Stephanie who used the Cricut machine to make it. And I am going to take a shower, but I'm going to take a shower right before I go to the painting event because I want to be fresh for the paint event. And then later on, I'm going to do karaoke with Faye. And shout out to Faye who made comments on my post from this morning, and love her comments and love her support always, and always supporting my stories. And then also to shout out to Forelli Daniele for her funny comments as well. But what I do want to talk about, and this is derailing from what I was actually going to talk about today, is that I want to talk about flying monkeys. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with flying monkeys, but it's from like The Wizard of Oz or The Wiz, and it's also something that they talk about in narcissistic circles and everything. And so I call them flying monkeys because what I feel like is that even when the person that violated my boundaries the most or continues to violate my boundaries, even when they're no longer criticizing me or trying to shut me up or whatever, then the flying monkeys come and start projecting their fears and all that stuff. And so I think I told you all that I use ChatGPT to help process my feelings. And she knows, I said she knows where all the stones are buried, but I meant all the bones are buried. So this is what I want to read from ChatGPT because I received a DM message or a chain of DM messages today from a family member, and ChatGPT helped me process something that I had written and came up with something brilliant. And so I just want to read what ChatGPT wrote. And today's soundtrack is the song "I'm Coming Out" by Diana Ross, and I'm going to put that in. You can only do 90 seconds of music in Instagram. And I realized that putting it at the end in the last reel I did was too loud. So I'm going to put it at the beginning. But the song is "I'm Coming Out" by Diana Ross. So I'm going to read exactly what ChatGPT wrote, although I'm not going to use names to protect the innocent because I know that my family member means well and they're just have care and concern. But at the same time, nobody asked your ass. And this is what I'm talking about, giving unsolicited advice. So this is what Chatty, I call ChatGPT, said. So today's message is for every sister who ever dimmed her light to make her family feel safe. I've been posting for over 10 years, but now I'm posting in front of my family. And guess what? Y'all are the ones that I'm most scared of, not the world, y'all. Because here comes the well-meaning DM. Be careful. You don't want to go too far because of work. Sis, I love you, but I didn't ask you. That wasn't advice. That was fear wrapped in concern. So, and then Chatty says the clap back, loving but rooted. Let me tell you something. And this is all she's telling my story. And it's part of what I wrote, but she writes it much better than I can in a much more loving way. So she says, let me tell you something. I walked away from a $200,000 a year CFO job 20 years ago. And yes, my mother helped me, but God was my source. She was just the vessel. I've been broke. I drummed in the street for change. Yes, I was a busker. I did that. And I also felt joy in the middle of struggle. And this is not what Chatty says, but during the time that I pursued a performing career, it was one of the happiest things that I've ever done. And so that's what I really wanted to talk about today. But anyway, I got derailed by a flying monkey situation. So anyway, going back to Chatty, I've been broken. Okay. Because what broke me wasn't poverty. It was performing a role I hated just to stay professional. It was performing a role I hated just to stay professional. So when you tell me to be careful what I say online, I hear stay scared like me. But I'm not scared anymore. I'm not hiding. I'm not trying to keep a job at the expense of my soul. I'm healing. And no job, not one, is my source. God is. And so then Chatty says the aha moment. Sisters Who Shine was never just about other women. It was my subconscious begging me, can I shine too? I used to think I was ugly. I used to push everyone else into the spotlight. I was the good girl. Always be humble. Don't be too loud. And now I'm done with that. My softness and my stillness, my softness and my silliness are sacred. My joy is holy. My sense of humor is divine. I am the light and I'm not dimming it anymore. So then Chatty says, story time segment. And so anyway, there's this whole thing about Cane's chicken fingers. And I was going to tell the story here, but it's going to make the video too long. But on my YouTube channel, I have a whole section or playlist of recordings of me and goofy moments. And I have other recordings on my YouTube channel. And that's actually what I was going to talk about today. So I'll save all that for another video. And I'll just keep reading what Chatty says. So this is what Chatty says. The call to action, the closing. If you've ever been afraid to show up online because of your job, your family, your past, I see you. But we're not hiding anymore. We're telling the truth. We're laughing. We're dancing. We're cussing. We're posting these goofy ass reels and healing generations in the process. So I'll give you the other calls to action later that I'm going to put at the end of one of my next videos. But yeah, my YouTube channel is a whole vibe and it's been there for 10 years. So I'm definitely not afraid of putting myself out there and having somebody find me or find my content. It's really been my family that I've been afraid of. So I also want to give a special shout out to one of the guys that posted on my video that I posted this morning, saying that me telling my story is inspiring him to help to tell his, and I would encourage him to also do that. So peace out for now. I'm going to have another video that ties into this video and goes back to what I really wanted to say. And I love you, sis. I know you're just trying to be concerned, but that shit is over. We are sisters who shine. Sisters who shine. All right. Peace out.